All right. Well, hello again to all the boys and girls out there in YouTube land watching. John and Ellie of Georgia Beer Reviews back at you today with another edition of Stout Sunday. All right. And joining me this morning, we have Mr. Ron Ontario, the World Stout Emperor, known stout drinker. Good morning, Ron.
Good morning. We are glad to be here.
And we've got Michael Komaroff, the Stout King down there in Brooklyn, whose birthday is today. Happy birthday, Michael. Glad you're here.
Thank you. Great
Happy
to be
birthday.
here. Thank you, everybody.
We would sing you happy birthday, but I feel like we would lose. We'd have to shut the show down.
Happy birthday.
You'd probably get muted because of
Probably I'd be copyright the happy birthday song. You never know these days. All right.
It is.
Well,
It's actually it is copyright.
Well, right. Hopefully, I wouldn't think they would enforce that. I mean, come on, that would be pretty petty. But you know what? I wouldn't put it past anybody these days. And we've got Jean-Pierre, the Beverage Ramble down in Georgia. Good morning, Sean.
Hello, everyone. Hello out there, YouTube land. Good day to you. Happy Super Bowl Sunday.
All right. Yes, happy Super Bowl Sunday. We'll get into that a little later before we close out the show, see who everybody's got, who's picking who today. All right. And in the chat, we have got Jason Cleveland. Good morning to you. Good morning to Daryl Macias. And Josh, last beer is in the chat as well. Cheers to everybody. Thanks for tuning in. All right, so we've got some good ones today, I think. Let's go ahead and get right into it. We'll start with the World Stout Emperor. What do you have this morning, Ron?
Okay, well, I have this thing that I've featured a few times on other formats, other channels. This is something that has a very complicated name, Chocolate Stout. That's the name of it. They don't even have it copyrighted. Like there's no, little R with a circle around it, or it doesn't say trademark U.S. Patent Office. It's just Chocolate Stout. How are you going to trademark that? It'd be like trying to trademark lager, So they don't even bother. They just put some little wavy lines on it that Jean-Pierre thought for a minute was Young's Double Chocolate Stout.
That's what I thought. Yeah.
If it was purple instead of blue, it would really look like it. 8% alcohol on the side of the can. It says it's brewed in Waunakee, Wisconsin by State of Brewing. Instead of blue, it would really look like it.
Whoa.
My bad.
Okay.
I heard an emperor. Stout with chocolate. Okay, so here's the description. Stout with chocolate extract and chocolate cacao, or cocoa as it should be spelled, but there's a long history with the reason why it's spelled cacao. So they're using extract and actual cocoa. Okay, the beans. Okay, I'll crack open the can. Price point, people like to know the price point, $6.99 for the 4-pack.
That's a really good deal for an 8% stout. Yeah.
So that's $2 a can, because 2 times 4.
It's
2 times 4 is 8. So
Jay, remember the Advent series that you were doing with all the 24 beers? Remember they were the names were just plain pale ale.
The Advent calendar. Every name was just the name of the style. Like they didn't have Jumpin' Jiminy Hefeweizen. It was just Hefeweizen.
Right.
Irish style red ale. Okay, and it's really, look at this thick beige head and this very dark brown appearance. Hey, I'll tell you one more weird fact. So I did all the Advent calendar beers, 24. This other guy, I'm not too familiar with his YouTube channel, but he does pretty good. He started doing those same beers, but he was saying, yeah, and here's another one that I bought at Costco. Here's another one I bought at Costco. Same label. I said, wait a minute. Those are from Aldi, right? He said, well, I guess. He said, but I bought my Advent calendar. He said, but I bought my Advent calendar at Costco. I said, oh. So I guess it's not an Aldi brand. It's just something that State of Brewing offer to it, whatever those kind of stores, you know.
Oh wow! Look who! All right, Mr. David Garlapede. Good morning,
Howdy.
David.
That was quite a little process to get into this room this morning.
Oh, I'm
Dave,
Felt like I was
what's
going
going
through the TSA.
Hi, David. How are you?
Good. Good. How are you?
Good.
Oh, hey, Michael.
It's Michael's birthday.
Happy birthday.
Thank you.
guys, I got
But did
one,
you
Dave.
I know you were busy
Going a little
trying to
behind
add.
this morning, getting some.
I know you were
Be
busy
like-
trying
like,
to add David. You were trying to add it, but you heard what I said, that both of those stores had the same advent calendar.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. Yeah. Which is, I mean, it's interesting because there were a lot of brands that we thought were specifically, well, not Aldi. What was it? Walmart brand stuff that we thought, or liquor brands particularly.
Yeah, but then they weren't.
That we talked about in the past, like, oh, you can only get these at Walmart, and then it turns out that that's not really the case, but mostly at Walmart, but also wherever else retailers want to, I guess, pick up those brands.
I know.
Okay, so let's see. We've got Ron. You've got, so Michael, what are you? Oh, and
Okay.
David, do you have a stout this morning to drink with us? Perfect.
Mine 15.
Very nice.
The 8-year-old beer. We'll see how it's going to go.
Nice. All right.
A museum.
Okay, so Michael, what do you have this morning?
Okay, from the Nitro series of Southern Tier, this is their, I said Nitro, from their Blackwater series, this is their Nitro Thick Mint Imperial Milk Stout at 8%. And like I said before, this is a 9.6 ounce can, which looks like a 12-ounce can, but I guess there has to be room for the Nitro to expand at the top, or else if it was 12 ounces of beer, when you opened it up, it would be streaming right in your face. It would have no place to go, and that would be it. But it seems like it seems like it's 2.4 ounces less of what it looks like. But at this point, you get used to stuff like that. Side of the can, it says
And bigger.
no, but it looks
Give you
just
12 ounces of beer.
looks just like a 12-ounce can. You wouldn't know it to look at it on the shelf. But it's out of Southern Tier Brewing in Lakewood, New York, and 10% alcohol, made with milk sugar. So
Right.
kind of figure that it's going to have that lactose kind of feel to it. Let's take a look at it. I'm going to give you your Nitro pour straight down the middle in my tulip glass. And let's see if I can show you the Nitro effect here. So it's creamier at the top right now because what's happening with the Nitro is it's sitting on the top and the bottom is kind of like a really super dark brown, almost pitch black. You really can't see through it. And then you have this nice mocha layer on the top, which is, you can just tell by looking at the bubbles how creamy it is.
Yeah, definitely looks good.
Nice looking beer anyway, if nothing else.
Oh yeah.
When we come back around to start out, I'll give you a total deal on it.
All right. Nice, Michael. John, what are you drinking today?
Again, I'm having the Terrapin White Chocolate Moohoo Milk Stout from Terrapin. Of course, owned by Molson Coors, based in Athens, and they opened up a brewery, I think, last year here in the ATL area. So I'm going to have to check it out.
Yeah, so Terrapin at the Braves Stadium, they have a little microbrewery right at the I can't. What do they call it? Not the
battery, right outside.
Right there. It's right outside the Braves Stadium.
Right. So
took a picture of Ron Terrio standing out in front of it, like doing
Right.
when he came to visit me in Georgia a few years ago.
Hey, it's a fun. By the way, if you go, I mean, I've been there quite a few times when there's not a Braves game. I mean, it's a really nice little spot, just to watch games, college football and whatnot. Really cool atmosphere.
And then I made one little mistake. It was in the middle of summer, and I thought we had a good parking spot, but I didn't realize we had to walk up a mountain.
Yes.
And I had a little extra weight on me.
It's a good walk.
I was like, Ron's trying to like whip my ass in shape here. It's like, John needs the exercise. Let's hike a mountain to get to the.
It was a lot easier getting back,
Yeah.
Yes, but yeah, getting in there to that stadium and parking. Yes, I totally understand. Done it twice, so do it for a Braves game. But here it is. Here's what the stout looks like, as you can see, 6.1%. So
Very
nice
nice.
little head up top. So as Dave knows, everybody knows who watch. Kind of not my the ABV is a little too low for me. So yeah, but
What is it again? I'm sorry, I missed it.
6.1%. The Terrapin White Chocolate Moohoo Stout.
One of these days, Sean, if you haven't already, you got to get the reserve lineup in the bottles with the foil covering over the caps. They have pretty much a reserve series for all of the regular Moohoo. And some of them are even barrel aged. I don't know if all of them are, but yeah, they're really, really good if you get your hands on some of those.
Definitely be on the lookout, for sure.
All right. So, David, tell me again. Yeah, tell us again what you've got.
I got Divine 15. This was produced and let's see, I got a little information here. January 25th, 2015. This has been cellared ever since then. It's coming in at 10.1%. The information I'm looking at, somebody on Beer Advocate just rated this a 93, and they dropped this review on April 2nd of last year. So
Now,
Divine, is that St. I'm sorry, what's the brewery?
St. Arnold Divine Reserve 15.
St. Arnold.
Okay.
It's in Houston, Texas.
Right. All right.
So somebody did this review on. I was looking at a little information here on Beer Advocate, and somebody did one last year, about 10 months ago, and they gave it a 93. So we'll see how.
Okay.
And if you want me to, I can read the ingredients off the website real fast.
Sure, go ahead.
It says it's 10.1% alcohol. It's 46 bitterness units. They use and it's unfiltered. They use 2-row pale, crystal, chocolate, and roasted barley malts. The hops are Centennial, Nugget, and Willamette, and of course St. Arnold yeast. The funny thing about it, they don't make this. They haven't made a Divine Reserve in 5 years. I don't know why they stopped making those. Those were always so interesting.
I don't know. They said this is retired. I think they moved more toward that kind of paper bag looking color label that you can never seem to get a hold of one, or if you do, they're way overpriced. I forget how much I paid for this back in 2015, probably $10.99 for 6. The head's dissipated. It still has carbonation in it. For an 8-year-old stout. So we're gonna taste this and see what it's all about.
Oh wait,
He 911.
Yeah, he comes back around to do the
Yeah. So I mean, you can go ahead and start
Oh.
sipping on it, and then you'll gather your thoughts. And when we come back around, we'll go through the tasting
This will probably take an hour to get down anyway.
and all of that. Yeah. No, that's definitely one you want to sit and enjoy. So that just leaves me. I won't forget myself this time, like I did the last Stout Sunday. I've got one from Three Floyds out of Munster, Indiana. This is the barrel-aged Blot Out the Sun. Clocks in at 11.4% alcohol by volume. I didn't see anything initially on the label about what types of barrels that they age it in, but it is on there. It's just it's in a very small cursive font that's hard to read, but it does say that they age it in bourbon barrel. So it's a bourbon barrel aged 11.4%. And I've had a few beers from Three Floyds, a few of their barrel aged beers, and they've been really good. So I have high hopes for this. And the price was amazing. I bought 2 bottles, actually. I still have one in the fridge. They were on sale for $4.99, which
Wow.
I think for a 12-ounce, 11.4% barrel-aged beer these days, that's a rarity. You don't see these types of beers priced at that low of a price these days anymore, unfortunately. So, all right. All that being said, we got to go back around and get into these. Oh, actually, you know what? See, I'm doing it again, getting ahead of myself. I'll go ahead and pour it up so you guys can see what it looks like real quick, and then we'll go back around.
And I'm sure that the fact that you're drinking another beer along with this one is not affecting that.
Oh, not at all. Not at all.
Multitasking.
Why don't you show everybody what else you're consuming at this moment?
So yeah, just kind of like a Sunday sipper on the side. I got a Trogs Nugget Nectar, which I had
I've
never
had
had
that.
before.
I've had that.
Bought a
Trogs
4-pack and pretty impressed with it. Very, very hoppy amber ale. I got a review which I'll post in a day or so. But I do like it, and they've been around forever. I just haven't. I've seen Trogs down in Georgia, but never the Nugget Nectar, which is one of the ones that everybody talks about. Anyway, I saw a 4-pack the other day, picked it up, and figured I'd sip on one during the special Super Bowl edition of Stout Sunday. All right, so now we'll go back around, and we got to pull up Mr. Terrio. Let him tell us about his. There we go. His chocolate stout.
People have been ragging on me for when I do my Dawn Buster, saying you need a new camera. Look like I'm looking at a 1992 video, But last year I bought a new camera, high definition camera, and the audio wouldn't work, so I had to bring it back to Walmart. And I mean it works. It's not high tech, high def, but I mean it's not like my old computer where I'm freezing up.
Oh wow, he's actually not frozen. But hey, Caitlin, she never appears in the chat, so that's pretty special that she's here. Wishing you a happy birthday, Michael.
Thank you, Caitlin.
Never met her.
Hey, Caitlin.
She's my better half or better quarter. She's like a quarter of the size of me. So yeah, better quarter.
Yeah, she came in one time. She joined us. She popped in one time.
She used to before I moved up here. She used to join all the time so she could hang out with me. But now that I'm up here and she's got what she wants, there's no more of that.
Now,
anyway, sorry. Go ahead, Ron.
Anyway, so we'll see about a camera, but it's not like I don't think it's urgent. All right, so I poured it. The head's dissipated. Still got some decent little body lacing. Looks like little stars, and I am the world stout emperor. And I wasn't elected. I just seized power. But
I demand power.
The aroma, it smells malty, chocolatey. It's just got that barley malt, which I always say smells like bread. Some people say, why are you always saying bread? Well, I mean, how do you relate malt to people? Do people really know what malt? You could think of it as like a malted milk ball. Malted milk balls use malted wheat. This uses malted barley. So there's a crossover there. And of course, those are covered with chocolate, and this is infused with chocolate. Okay, taste. Cheers.
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 Cheers to birthday. Bitterness is there, but I would think it's probably only like at the most, and this is pushing it, 3 out of 5 hop cones. And I bet you half the bitterness is coming from dark chocolate, not hops, because dark chocolate have bitterness. So I'm thinking they're using milk chocolate in combination with dark chocolate, which I know that's what they did with that Hershey's Yingling thing. The body's not heavy. A lot of people have a misconception about stouts. They think, oh, I wouldn't drink that. It's too thick and heavy. Well, most stouts are not thick and they're not really heavy. And these days, we've been running into a kind of an issue where a lot of stouts seem unusually thin.
Yeah.
And I know y'all know what I'm talking about.
Yep.
Yeah.
Does it have a velvety mouthfeel? There's a little bit of that, but it's just normal. Sweetness level, I would say it's even less sweet than bitter almost. So let's say 2.5 out of 5 sugar cubes. Look, I don't know if State of Brewing is like superb on their quality control, their quality assurance, because when I bought the first 6-pack, the first 4-pack, it wasn't too good. Like it was like, it was just bitter. And I'm not gonna say it was terrible or anything like that, but I wasn't too thrilled with it. And then I did a duo review with David. He was even less thrilled with it. Fine. I buy this next 4-pack. It's different. It's more sweet. It's sweeter. It has more character. And I'm thinking, I don't know, State of Brewing's putting out so many beers for all these different contractors. Maybe their QA is a little wiggly, But finishes semi-sweet. Today, it's good. I had the first can last week. It was really good. I'm having the second can today. It's really enjoyable. You would never think it was 8%, It doesn't taste like it's boozy at all. But if I drink too many, all right.
Right. Okay. We'll let you keep sipping on that and gather your thoughts, and we'll come back around here in a little bit. We got to go to the birthday boy, the Stout King, Mr. Michael Kormaroff.
Okay, so there's the can. Blackwater Series of Southern Tier Nitro Thick Stout at 10%. And as you'll notice from before, the head has kind of dwindled down, but it's still there. And you can see, you maybe can't see because of the lighting, but there's a lot of carbonation coming up through the top of the beer, right underneath the head there. And that's that
nitro look,
like
that nitro effect look that you
very
get.
Very nice nitro effect. And if you look at the side of the head, it's really sticking to the glass above where the head is. You're getting a lot of nice lacing on the side and whatever. But let's get a feel for the beer. The nose is just like you would be eating like a Girl Scout mint cookie, the kind of thin mint kind of feel to it. So it's even almost like a cookie kind of feel to the nose, which is interesting. But the mint is the lead taste, and you're getting chocolate on the back side of the mint as well. So those are the two main things you're getting in the nose. Let's try the taste. Cheers, everybody.
Cheers.
Happy
birthday.
Okay, so the taste follows the nose. And this, as Jay said, and maybe this is partly because it's nitro, has a very thin feel to it for a 10% beer. So I think what you'd say is you would like it to have a little bit more body than it has, but that may be affected by the nitro. The nitro may be causing the body to be thinner. It's not watery though, but it's definitely on the thinner side compared. Now let's see what else we're going to get from this. The mouthfeel is very creamy. The alcohol is completely covered. You can't tell that it's 10%. So this would be very dangerous. It's almost like you could just down this. Just like this is like, hey, this is good. I think it would catch up with you quickly though, but you wouldn't know that until after it did. So whatever. It's got a little bit on the backside, a little bit of like mild bitterness. Jay did his at 3. This is probably closer to 2. So it's not bitter and it's not sweet either. I'm enjoying it. The date on the bottom best is March 1st. So it has, according to them, it has 3 more weeks to go almost. Something like this, I would be more afraid to sit on, more because it's nitro, not so much about the 10%.
I was just thinking the reason probably for the age statement is not necessarily because of the beer itself, because a 10% stout should age pretty well, but the nitrogen effect would probably dissipate after a certain period of time.
Right. So that would be the main reason why you wouldn't sit on these or sell them. They'd be most enjoyable if March 1st. Don't set that as just the set date, but I would say by the spring you should finish. You shouldn't take this deeper into the year than that, because then I think you'd lose the nitro effect would start to be lost as time goes on. But I'm enjoying this a lot. I'll keep sipping on it, and when you come back around, we'll give you another.
All right, nice.
Michael, you know what my gripe is with Southern Tier, right?
You can't get it?
But we used to get it until 2014.
When I lived in Mobile, Southern Tier was pretty much available, as well. But and then
It's available in parts of Georgia. Well, it was when I was down there. It wasn't as common, but I could find the Blackwater series, and they used to sell the IPA variety pack with the
right
one
the
two
2X
times.
IPA, right?
Yeah, all the IPA variety pack, which also was mostly IPAs, but they also had some kind of a wheat beer in there as well. It was a very popular variety pack that they used to sell a lot of down there.
We used to get so many of them. We get the stout, the double stout. We get the double IPAs.
Yeah, that IPA was everywhere down
And
there.
I'm thinking they stayed around just a slight bit longer in my area. Maybe that's because there was more backstock, because there's more distribution going on as opposed to Ron's area.
Could be, yeah.
Pumpkin. We got
I
the
would
pumpkin.
say about I would say about 2019 or 18, around that time, Southern Tier was just no longer around anywhere around Alabama. So
Yeah. Hey, Sean, you want me to read the ingredients on the beer you're about to talk about?
yeah, go ahead, drop it.
Okay.
This is what I'm drinking, everyone. The white chocolate Moohoo Stout, right here, 6.1%, 25 IBUs. Go ahead, Ron. Read the.
Okay. It's available through the end of this month, and then it'll come back in November of this year. 6.1% alcohol, 25 bitterness units. They use 2-row pale malt, Crystal 85 malt, DH Carafa 3, and roasted barley, and also flaked oats. And the hops are nugget, and they're available in cans like you have and on draft.
Right.
And that's it.
So far, thank you, Mr. T. So far, definitely getting that nice sweet chocolate, on the tongue. I guess the type of chocolate you use when you're making, desserts and whatnot. So, macadamia cookies, we're using white chocolate. So, as you see, the head has kind of disappeared pretty quickly on this stout. So, not much more needs to be said. Let's sip. Cheers, everybody.
Cheers.
Definitely that cocoa nib is there. As it mentions on the site, they're using olive and Sinclair chocolate, cocoa nibs from Olive and Sinclair. Definitely, you get that malt flavor. And definitely that roasted barley. It's not one good thing. It's sweet, but not overly sweet, which is kind of a good thing for 6.1%. Yeah, I mean, if we want to pair it with foods, obviously, more. I'd say the only thing I probably would pair it with maybe is a chocolate chip cookie.
I was gonna say, yeah, you probably would want to eat a cheeseburger.
No, and wash this down. Well, but hey, hey, anything people have done strange things too, so might as well.
Folks, yeah.
Chocolate milk, chocolate shake with a burger. Hey, why not a chocolate stout with a burger? So, but
might be onto something there.
But this is good again. Those who know, I do enjoy stouts, but I look at stouts that are at 4 to up to 7%, weak, as they say. I mean, not weak in a bad way, but weak, in terms of punch and kick ass. I got to go up to the 9 up till 12 or 13, maybe 14%. Goose Island. Now you're talking my language. So, but overall, this is pretty good. I like the original as well. That was good. The other milk chocolate woohoo stout, and like I said, it's not overly sweet, which is kind of a good thing. It's just right at the right level where it needs to be. So, pretty good, pretty decent. I'll have my thoughts on this while I continue sipping on this.
All right. Thank you, John. Let's pull up Mr. David Garlapede with his. It's either going to be really, really amazing, or I think it's going to be like one or the other. I don't think there's any middle ground for this one. We'll see.
Yeah. This is coming from their Divine series, which has been Canexed, and this was introduced in January of 2015. It's been cellared inside of a cool, dark area. It still had carbonation when I pulled it out. The last time I had a Russian, oh, by the way, this isn't a Russian Imperial Stout, 10.1% alcohol. Last time I had a Russian Imperial Stout was the Old Rasputin. They brought some back in our area 2 years ago. Fantastic. This one's right along the lines of the Old Rasputin, last I remember. It's got coffee note, chocolate, kind of like that baker's chocolate. There's some dried fruit, kind of like the stone fruit going on with it a little bit, plum, something like that. And there's that slight, smells like a slight office you get with a Russian Imperial. There's a slight tinge with it. So I'm gonna taste this.
Cheers, David. And that's not barrel aged, right? That's a straight
Cheers.
Russian Imperial.
I don't think it's barrel aged.
Nope.
Okay.
Now, like Stone, unfortunately, Stone can't. Their Imperial Stout. They don't say Russian anymore. It just says Stone Imperial Stout.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, can you say Imperial Stout, St. Arnold Divine Reserve?
Well, they don't make it anymore, so they don't have to worry about catering to the
Right.
social or the political correctness of it all.
Yeah.
Right.
So, it's fantastic. It tastes just like any Russian Imperial Stout you've ever had. They all kind of follow the same recipe. You can taste the chocolate, the coffee, everything I'm smelling I can taste. The mouthfeel is medium to heavy. It's dark as motor oil, like you would expect it to be. And you can't really see anything through it. Usually you hold these things up to the light and they start looking like Coca-Cola. You get that red tinge or that mahogany look to them.
Yeah.
Not this one.
Compare this to, like you said, Old Rasputin or 1050 Oscar Blues.
It's 8 years old. Okay. It'll hold its own with those brand new.
Okay.
So this is top of the line. Yeah. This is going to get a very high grade.
We went on a tour there. We went on a tour there in 2018, but it was an aborted tour. And David knows why. Huh?
Tour guide was drunk.
Yeah, the girl was drunk.
Which is always interesting.
It was bad. It was bad.
See, it wasn't drunk in a good way. You like she was just being she was being.
He was beyond the like fun. Oh, this guy's cool kind of drunk. It was,
It was like John Rick.
What
the world is going on here?
Yeah, it was a girl. It was actually a girl, and she was like loaded, man.
Yeah, she was. She did not eat her Wheaties that morning.
Oh my God. Oh, that's too funny. All right. Well, Eddie, are you good for now? You got any other thoughts? Or you want to keep sipping, and we'll come back around in a little bit here?
I'll give it a wrap up and come back.
Okay, sounds good. Yeah, it's interesting. Or we'll wrap up. Okay. Sorry, I didn't know if you had anything else to say there. All right, so I'll pull myself up, and I will pull up my beer, which is right there. All right, here we go. So yeah, Three Floyds, Blot Out the Sun. The first thing I noticed when I poured it in the glass was that barrel presence. This one definitely has a strong barrel presence. Getting oak, vanilla, getting a lot of dark fruit with this as well. Some raisin, fig action going on in there. It smells really good. And surprisingly, the alcohol at 11.4, it doesn't smell super boozy. I mean, as a regular stout drinker and a lot of the barrel-aged stuff, you know, what's boozy to me or not boozy to me may seem very boozy to others, but it doesn't smell very alcohol forward. I know it's barrel aged because of the dark fruit and the oak and the vanilla, but it doesn't smell like alcohol. It's not like singeing my nostril hairs or anything when I'm taking it in. Lots of dark chocolate as well in here, even a little bit of milk chocolate. So dark chocolate, milk chocolate, the dark fruit, the oak, and the vanilla. And that's pretty much it. I mean, it's pretty much it. That's a lot. But it smells really, really good. It smells like it's going to be nicely balanced. I poured it a while ago when we started the show, and there's still a little bit of a thin film of head there, which is really nice and unexpected for an 11.4. But yeah, so let's go ahead and get into it. Cheers.
Cheers.
Cheers, John.
Cheers.
This is really nice. Yeah. So dark fruit is the lead. Little date in there. Actually, I don't think I mentioned that on the aroma. It's like dates, figs. There's a little bit of a tobacco note with this as well. I wasn't picking that up on the aroma, but as I tend to get with some of the Bourbon County stuff, which is, in my opinion, top of the line for the barrel-aged stouts, it's got some of that. It's got some like sweet tobacco notes. The chocolate comes through. It's woody. It's got that oak character, a little vanilla sweetness, maybe even a little bit of toffee in the middle. There's like a rich, sweet, I think it's toffee that I'm getting. Yeah, we're going to stick with toffee. This is really, really enjoyable. And for the price, like we talked about earlier, I mean, this is up there. This is maybe not quite as good as Bourbon County, but I don't know. I'm going to keep sipping on it and we'll see. But it's definitely up there, and you're paying less than half for a 12. I mean, it's a 12 ounce versus 16.9. But I mean, if you can find this for this price point, my goodness. The body it's probably high medium. It's not. We were talking about bodies on stouts earlier. It doesn't have a thick, syrupy mouthfeel that lingers after you swallow it down, like sticks to the insides of your cheeks, which I find to be the case with a lot of these heavier stouts, especially ones that have all these additives. It seems like all these brews, let's add chocolate, let's add cherry, let's add, white chocolate, let's add, cinnamon toast crunch. I don't know. So they're so thick and sticky and syrupy. This one is pure. It's got the smoothness from the barrel aging without a lot of added booziness. Definitely doesn't drink like an 11.4. I'd say it drinks like maybe an 8%. Very nice. But yeah, it's not thick and syrupy, but I wouldn't call it thin. I would call it perfect. Like Bourbon County, I think they have the perfect viscosity in their barrel-aged stouts because they're not too thick and sticky, but they have just the right amount of body and substance to them for being what they are. And I think this one falls right in that sweet spot. The finish is nice. It's really not warming going down, which is surprising at 11.4, but it does finish with a little bit of that barrel presence, that bourbon barrel presence kind of in the background. So if you've had these types of beers before, you know that it's a little bit higher ABV just because of that effect or that flavor profile. But anyway, this is a very enjoyable beer. I'll keep sipping on it, think of a rating, but very, very impressed with the Three Floyds lineup of stouts that I've had. This one's no exception. Another amazing stout that'll probably get a very, very high rating. So,
whose bourbon barrels do you think they're using?
Gosh, I couldn't. That's a good question. And let's see, they're out of Indiana, so gosh,
Midwest Grain Products, maybe.
Yeah, maybe.
John, that was nice putting David on the top row.
No, well,
No, it's fine. I think it's good. It's a good effect.
Oh, with the Southern Comfort there. Okay, I see. That was unintentional.
You didn't see that Southern Comfort come out.
I didn't. The pepper, that's I would love to try that. I actually like Southern Comfort. It's an interesting
can
product.
still
That
get this.
that
We can
caramel.
still get this. Jay, how much did you pay for yours?
Oh, I was holding a bottle myself. Sometimes I'm holding bottles of this. The fiery pepper. This is a
Fiery
full-size-
pepper.
Yeah, it's a full-size bottle. They had these for $3.99.
I don't know how you guys get these kind of deals.
They don't even make this stuff anymore.
Three
When I bought mine, I think it was $5, and that was a long time ago.
$3.99. But wait, there's more. Would you like me to tell more, John?
Tell
John?
them.
Go for it.
It had one little extra add-on with this. It was $3.99, but if you bought one bottle, you got one free.
Duo.
Oh,
Duo. Right.
Now, how do you like that deal?
I like it. So whose bottle was free? Yours or David's?
Well, we take care of you. I take care of my.
Mine's from a long time ago.
Take care of my budget. He takes care
It's a
of his
true
budget.
sipper.
Oh, jeez. All right.
Yeah, for $3.99, I'm definitely gonna go get 2 more.
And John Anilli, if he was in Louisiana and he saw that, he'd probably get
Buy a
crazy.
whole case.
He'd be going back to Massachusetts. Look what I got.
I love the pepper, man.
Tires on that little car doing this.
Yeah. Oh man, yeah. The deals down there, I remember, were just insane. And now that I'm up in Massachusetts, of course, it's hard to find really good deals on alcohol up here because it's a different
like
world
that?
up there.
Would
You
I
like
share another deal?
Yeah.
Sure.
All
Yeah,
right.
but you and John Anilli likes that Tabasco pepper thing. We did that George
do.
Dickel
The
Tabasco.
Dickel Tabasco, which
That's
we
that's
talked
good.
about.
I want to try that. I want to try that.
The Cascade Hollow and the Dickel, it's confusing because the labels are so they both have those red labels on them. But all right, so David, here, let me just pull
Oh
you
yeah,
up.
oh yeah. I know what he's
Let's
about
see.
to.
Oh, the
Deal
rye.
of the
Okay.
$11.
Oh my gosh, yeah, that's nuts.
Maybe it gets even better. Oh yes, sir. That's a handle.
Mm.
Wow.
I've
$11.
never orange Jim Beam orange. What?
$11. He got a handle for $11.
$11.
That's insane. That's insane.
Is that a new? I have never seen.
Yeah, it's
or
kind of
heard
new. Yeah, it's kind of new. Uh-huh.
It's
Jim
Jim Beam whiskey infused with orange liqueur.
I like that. I like the way John. That's a good one for the price. It's hard to beat that for the price right there. 10 high.
Man, I got a
Even
bottle.
up here, it's only like $12 a bottle. So that's one that is pretty consistent across the board.
I think, though, the prices of spirits in the Northeast are controlled. I don't think they can sell it as cheap as they can in Louisiana. I don't think they legally can. I don't think they can.
Yeah, I
think
shared
you're right.
some of mine with him. Yeah.
And,
So
uh,
David just got a bottle that he wrote 10 high on himself. Is that actually 10 high?
No, it is 10 high, but he had.
there is 10 high in this bottle.
The mellow corn, though, I love that. Is one of my.
Jay
oh my
came
God.
over with a gift, and it was he came over with a 1.75 yesterday. And he says, "Hey, you got any bottles empty over there? Well, we can get one empty, though."
All right, now, John, you want me? John, you want
Yellow
me to give you
corn
my
was on its way out anyway, so
right? You want me to give you my score?
Yeah, let's we'll go back around. We're doing show and tell early is all we're doing. Anyway, we'll go back around and let me put everybody back in
Yeah, let's get back on
order. I think that was the correct order, and then yep. All right,
No,
so Ron, go ahead.
All right, so I really like this batch. You know what I'm saying? This batch. I'm not too sure about State of Brewing's quality assurance, but anyway, you know what?
For $6.99, right? For a 4-pack, you can't beat it, right?
Yeah, you know that's $3.50 for 2. That's $1.75 a can. $1.75 a can. I can't complain. I'm gonna score it 94 this time. Now next year, if I do it next year, it might be 84. You know, but
You think they got quality control issues with this place?
it could be. They're kind of small, you know, and they're doing a lot of business, so they might have trouble keeping up with the actual volume what they're trying to put out, you know. But It would be interesting if they had a barrel aged version just to see what it would be like with bourbon barrels in it. And well, look what's in my
Barrel
thing.
aged stout.
Oh, Ron's about to add. He's about to barrel it himself.
Oh yeah.
Not
Do
barrel
that.
age, it's just barrel. Just
it.
pour
Do it.
right in.
Infuse it.
Infused, barrel infused.
I'm so excited. My hands are shaking. All right. It's a 4-year aged Kentucky straight bourbon whiskey, by the way. All right.
My minds think the same.
Now let's see what happens. That smells basically the same. Let's go with the taste.
Cheers.
Cheers. Well, smells. It tastes like bourbon mixed with chocolate stout. All right. As far as that, it doesn't taste bad, but I'm not really a barrel aged person. And John and Neely's will probably unfriend me for this, but I rather just drink stouts without the bourbon barrel aging. That's just, I know I'm gonna get kicked out the cool kids club, but I'm sorry, but
Yes. Get out.
That's right.
You have now been known as the unknown stout drinker.
all right. I mean, it's just what I prefer.
I
like
want my
bourbon.
barrel age.
I'm not into it, but everybody else is, so I just go along with it. As far as promos,
If they all jumped off the bridge, did you follow them? Huh?
yeah. As far as promos, and then I'll be off of this. Cuddy Sark Prohibition Edition. I got this. I've been doing a lot of interesting stuff with this one.
I do like that. Is a really cool label, like really classy Cuddy Sark label.
Yeah, the
right
glass is black, and it's 100 proof. It's Cuddy Sark, but it's 100 proof. And it was weird because this is like a European bottle. See what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah, they went all fancy with the bottle though. Did they do a cork or at least a pseudo cork, or is it still a screw off?
well, let me see. It's been a while since I had it. Let's see.
Okay, it's all right. That's good. All right.
Real cork.
Actual cork too. Yeah, not even the fake cork. But the regular Cuddy Sark though, at least when I had it, it's been a while since I've had it. But they had the screw off, the screw cap.
Yeah.
Right.
Screw it. And the thing about this one is it's a liter bottle, and they had a discount at Acuista Paces in Covington, Louisiana. It was on special for $23.99. Well, I had to buy it, because usually it's a lot more expensive for a liter of this. The regular bottle is expensive. Jean-Pierre, this is for you. I bought this for you. I mean, I bought it for you, but I'm going to drink it. You know what I'm saying?
All right.
I bought it in honor of you because you were talking about this the other day.
Yeah.
So me and David did a duo review in your honor.
Oh, okay. Can't wait to watch it.
And real fast.
It's really good. I really enjoyed it. That 10 high a lot. I might keep as a standby to have in the cabinet. My brothers come, they want to commiserate. Here, let's talk.
There you go.
all the hobos by the bus station, they say they love it. And
Yeah, they do.
just messing with you, John.
The Greyhound bus station. By the way, that's a nice bus station. By the way,
It is.
with the Amtrak too, right there. So
Right. And if last thing, if you want to see any craft beers I got coming up, I can show you 3 cans.
sure.
Might as well.
Okay, hold on just a second.
Drop them.
Yeah, I'm going to go to this view, though, so we can, we'll do it this way. That way. Anyway, we were going to do show and tell at the end, but it kind of just happened this way. So we'll do show and tell and final ratings at the same time. So, Michael, you're coming up next. Final rating, if you got show and tell, you can do that.
I got my stuff ready.
Nice.
So do I.
All right, I'm back. And here's something that a guy sent me. His name is Joe and his brother Pete. They've been watching my channel for over 10 years. One time they came to Louisiana and they brought me a bunch of beer. Then he sent me this. He wanted to send me this beer. I was like, you don't need to do that. No, I really want to. I said, okay. So he sent me this from Yards in Philadelphia.
Oh, that's a cool can right there. The old boxing. I like that. Oh, he's boxing with the devil, huh?
Yeah, Brawler.
Brawling with the devil. Champion Ale.
So that's one. English style mild ale. Here's one I bought, and it's from Baton Rouge, Louisiana.
Oh wow, these are cool. I love these classic can designs.
Yeah, well,
Failed
Rally Cap only does baseball themed names.
Okay.
And this one is called Failed T-Shirt Company.
Oh, that wouldn't cut it for Jean. That's an oatmeal stout at only 5.8%. You get it.
Nope, wouldn't cut it for me. Nope,
Wouldn't-
don't want it.
Wouldn't make the cut.
Here's something from Lupulin Brewing of Minnesota.
That's a more in-your-face label right there.
It's tropical.
Wow,
It's
wow, man.
kind of busy, huh?
Wow,
What?
man.
Tropical Fun Pants. Tropical Fun Pants. It is a
It's groovy.
blonde ale with fruit ale with natural flavors, and it's coming in at 5%. So it's not real strong, but that's just 3 things I figured I'd show you. And that's all I have to say. Thanks for inviting me to Stout Sunday.
All right, absolutely. Glad you're here. And let's go to Michael and let him
Okay.
give his rating.
Now let me show you. I still have a little bit left. You see how there's no longer a head, but it's still at the very top. You can still see, and if you do it, it regenerates a little bit. But it's pretty. Now it's 10%, so you figure it's not going to hold the head forever,
Right.
no matter what. But maybe the effect from the nitro, whatever.
Well,
Anyway,
it should be double. It should be double creamy, right? Because it's got milk sugar and it's got the nitrogen, nitro
right.
rigid. Goodness, I
Right,
can't tell.
very creamy for sure. And this could be for somebody who is a novice drinker who likes mint. So in other words, if you like mint and you're a novice drinker, even if you're into your typical macro style, you might like this as a change of pace kind of thing. And I don't think the fact you can't taste the alcohol at all, you wouldn't be bothered by it. That it's twice as much as most of the macros in alcohol. But I'm going to rate this fairly high. It's definitely an A, and I'm going to give it the same 94 that Jay gave his. So this is a 94.
Mhm.
Wow, nice.
Very nice.
And now for my show and tell. I think I mentioned this last week or 2 weeks ago. Giant Space Monkey and I chipped in on this deal for these big stouts from Beer Advocate. It was very expensive because they made you buy all 12. It was one of these deals through one of these companies that they deal with, and they ship them to you. And we did one last week on Monday, but we did 4 of them, and Audrey participated as well. We're going to do another one tomorrow, but the last one that we're going to do, I have those beers here because the other one's already in the refrigerator chilling down. This is what we'll have left for the last one, and I think some of these you'll be familiar with. This is from Dogfish Head. It's their Wake Up Worldwide Stout at a mere 17%. So,
Right.
Only.
Mm-hmm.
it has to be 15 to have that cap.
So does yours specify 17? The one I got just said it didn't have the ABV listed. Does yours have the specific ABV on it?
Actually, I thought it was 17. It says here on it now 16.3. So is it possible they have a different variety here?
Well, I think the one that I get here may be different because they don't bother listing the ABV. I had it, or I'm pretty sure I reviewed it on my channel. Depending on the state you're in and the alcohol laws, like they don't, some of them are very strict where they'll have to, I had one of the 120-minute IPAs that Bumpy sent me years ago when I was living down in Georgia, and it specifically said on the label 16%. Now that I'm up there in Massachusetts and I've had it several times, there's no ABV disclosed on it. And I think the one that I get in Massachusetts is probably closer to like 18%. But
I thought it was 17, but that says 16.3 on it.
Right. Sometimes, when they some states require that specification, and they'll alter it to comply with whatever the state law is. But anyway, that's interesting that they actually put it on there because most of those Dogfish Head high ABV, they have the specialty cap on there, but they don't. There's
and I'll
no
tell you what it is.
No listing.
This one is from Queens, New York, which is near me, from Finback.
Finback, yeah.
And it's called Coconut Drip. So, John, this might be.
That's the one that I had that we reviewed that on one of my other shows, I think, and I was slightly disappointed, but I'll be interested to see what you think about it. I had the
And-
bottle though too, the big bomber bottle.
Well,
That's a can.
this is a can, and what they say on the side, it's brewed with cake. So there's actually like cake batter in the
Yummy.
in
Matter.
whatever. So and I think this is let me see 11. Let's see what the alcohol 11%. So it's not super high.
Can it please be the color of orange juice too? Like consistency.
This one is from Chicago, from Revolution. This is from Revolution Brewing in Chicago. It's called Dark Mode.
Oh,
And it's an Imperial Stout from their Deepwood series, 12-ounce can. And if you had anything with Revolution, they brew some good stuff. I've
had the
Revolution
liquid death or liquid death is supposedly how it's pronounced, DETH, which I thought was amazing. Yeah.
And this I've had other years. This is Firestone Walker Parabola, and this is their 2022. And in some guides, this is like in the top 2 or 3. So I mean, it depends if you want to put.
Yeah.
But this is from their Elite Barrel Series.
Very nice.
Whatever. And I have this because it could be a fill-in beer. This is the one I did last week on Jay's show when he did his Imperial Stouts, and this is also from the same company that brewed Jay's beer.
Yes. Everybody keeps talking about that one.
Do you have other Aldis in Massachusetts that sell beer?
So there's no Aldi anywhere near me. There's Trader Joe's, but I don't
then
think
you could get the Campanology one, the 22
I can't get that
which,
one though is Aldi exclusive, right? Aldi exclusive.
Yeah, this one is Aldi exclusive, but you can go to Trader Joe's and get the Campanology. It's brewed by the same company, Octopi, which also brews all these state of brewing beers.
Makes me sick. These towns up here, these bougie little towns in Massachusetts, so they don't want to sell alcohol at their grocery stores. They want to have separate fancy liquor and package stores where you pay twice as much. And so there's no there's no alcohol sales in any grocery stores anywhere near me. Within like 30 miles, I'd have to go to a Total Wine and More in like Woburn, which is like a good hike from here to get anything like that.
So Jay, you and David are fortunate. Louisiana is one of the few states that just has no regulations at all. They can do whatever they want.
You could go under a bridge in Louisiana. There's a guy pushing a little buggy around, like selling liquor out of a freaking, shopping.
You get a lemonade stand, man. Look at these kids trained.
I think it's Louisiana. I think also Kansas is another state.
Kansas too.
Kansas, right? There's no regulation. You can buy booze at the gas station, by the hooch, which is kind of cool.
Booze at any retail outlet around here that sells. Any. All you have to do is just have some license.
That's where I'm moving to. When I turn 60 or close to 70,
well, even in Georgia,
Louisiana.
At least in Georgia, I could buy like beer and wine at grocery stores. I can't even do that. You have to go to a liquor store to get liquor, but still, I could at least get beer. I could do like a pick your own 6-pack at Kroger or something like that. Now I have to go to a designated beer store to get. It's ridiculous.
How far?
They did their
John,
research before they made their move.
Yeah. Well, I mean, women.
Hey, I did the same thing, man. I moved for a woman from New Jersey to Alabama, so But anyway,
I told her, I said I moved 1,000 miles away from anything I know. You're stuck with me now. You do realize that? She's like, yeah, I guess.
But John, how far are you from New Hampshire?
I'm only 15 minutes away from New Hampshire.
Now, does New Hampshire, they don't have no regulation, right? Do they?
They have these huge, they sell beer and wine in gas stations. I know that. I'm assuming in grocery stores as well. And they have the big like liquor warehouses. So it's a little bit more, available as far as like where you go to pick up alcohol than it is here.
But in terms of ABV for beer, right?
I think New Hampshire, I don't think they have a limit because I know Bumpy Road Brews, Jesse, he gets all kinds of like really high ABV stuff. However, in New Hampshire, they are forced to disclose. That's why the 120-minute IPA that he sent me from New Hampshire had the specific designation of the ABV on the label. Whereas if I were to buy it here in Massachusetts, there's no such designation or listing on the label for the higher ABV beers.
Right.
From Dogfish Head. I mean, that's just because they think they're better than everyone, and they don't feel like that the consumer deserves to know the ABV. But that's whatever.
And
That's
since
another
Michael left,
conversation.
I was going to say that worldwide stout. I think Jay and David, didn't we do a review of one of those beers, or was it the one of the Stone ones we had done together?
Was that the one we drank in the French Quarter out of the
No. When we did we did a review of it.
corner?
We did a review of it at your house, David.
Yeah, it was a strong stout. Yeah, I can't remember. It was a strong stout.
Yeah. So, yeah, I enjoy that stout. And that worldwide stout, by the way, Michael, Robert Hendrickson, a.k.a. Whiskey Scout, said that to me. Phenomenal stout. So when I reviewed it. So Robert, if you're watching, thank you. As far as this white chocolate Moohoo Stout, I'm going to go 88 out of 100 for this one. It's good. It has everything you want. But as you all know, God raised the ABV up. But, as I know there's a reserve series for this year for this. And because, of course, only available from November to February. So, good thing I get to try it, and I will get another can of this so I can review on my channel. So,
What happened to your beer?
it's gone. It's empty. The glass is empty.
6.1 doesn't stand a chance with Sean.
No. So
Yeah,
it doesn't.
Gone.
Not at all. So, hopefully y'all enjoyed. I just uploaded a video, the Brooklyn Pilsner. I uploaded, so that's on my channel right now. What I got coming up, and again, I thought we were going to do this today again because Stout Sunday, but I don't know if I want to do a rehash of this one here, but I don't know. Probably not. I'm just gonna. I might give this to my brother. This is a phenomenal beer without question, and I'll give this to him. I don't think my brother has had this one. I try to give my brother some different styles of beer. He's kind of likes the Bud and the whatever PBRs of the world. But I said, okay, try the Hofbrau Dunkel. You like that? He loved the Celebrator I gave him. He loved that beer a lot.
I mean, if you don't like Celebrator, then you don't have a soul, right?
No, exactly.
Yeah, I mean that's a fantastic beer.
Without question. I got the Iron Shield Divine Double Abbey Style Ale.
Oh, Iron Shield. Where are they out of?
They're based out of here in Georgia.
Okay, that's probably. It looked familiar. I think I've seen some of their stuff, but not
Lawrenceville, Georgia. Lawrenceville.
Yeah,
they're brewed in Lawrenceville. So I got that coming up. Another Georgia product I have. This is from the Georgia Beer Company, which is in Valdosta, Georgia. This is their Distress Express Coffee Milk Stout.
Nice. I have been to that brewery.
Okay. So, yeah, there's still more brewers I need to kind of hit the pavement and try to look at. Right
on the Gulf, actually.
Yep.
Valdosta is like half an hour from the beach. Anyway, sorry, continue.
You're fine. Prince of Pilsen, a hoppy Pilsner. This is from Three Taverns Brewery in what's the brewery right there? In Decatur, Georgia. So another one. Another Georgia beer
I love Three Taverns. Their sours are incredible. Because they're not these heavily fruited sours that you get. They're just you get the slight tartness from the lactobacillus. They're still clear when you hold them up to the light. They're not all like fruit smoothies.
Right.
But yeah, Three Taverns makes some excellent sour beers, and I've had that one as well, I think.
And I'm starting to like sours quite. I was kind of on the fence, just like I was on the fence with enchiladas too. But
I like sours, but I don't like
Sometime only.
The heavily fruited smoothies type sours that I got into when I first moved up here, like from 450 North and Drecker Brewing. I liked them at first, but after one or two, like you're asking for trouble because there's so much fermentable stuff in there the lactobacillus, like you're asking for. I mean, if you need to go to the bathroom, I guess you could. And you want like a natural laxative, then you could drink a few of those, and you'll be good. But they're way over the top with all the stuff they're adding into these beers these days. Some of these heavily fruited sours is what they're calling them, but too much for me. Anyway, one more.
Last one right here. This is the I showed Jay this the other day. The Birra Moretti. This is their Euro Italian beer right here.
That's my brother. That's my cousin. My brother on the label there.
Yeah. So, not the Birra Moretti La Rosa, which is a fabulous beer, but this is their this here is their if I'm pronouncing it correctly,
Latentica.
Yeah, this is the Euro Pale Lager.
That means the authentic.
Okay, authentic pale lager. So I got this to review. So okay. What's the correct pronunciation?
Latentica. Like
Okay.
la and authentic combine. Latentica.
Authentica. Okay. All right. So that's what I have a review coming up. Jay, Wednesday night we're doing Stella Artois. And the reason why, since today's Super Bowl Sunday, I don't know, many of you may remember that commercial. Adrian Brody was singing it was a couple of years back, one of those songs, and he had a bad wig and everything. It was just a horrible commercial. But the one I liked is the one with Jeff Bridges. He calls it Stella Artois, playing the character of the dude from The Big Lebowski. So,
oh, nice.
Yeah,
I don't think I've seen that. I'll have to look that up. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So so he played that character, promoting Stella Artois. But so that coming up 7:30, 4:30 Pacific, and Fandango Friday, 6:30, 3:30 Pacific, and liquor and liqueurs, whatever that is. And
no Fandango Friday.
That's right. Sorry. And you're right. There'll be a special Thursday edition. You said coming up.
We're gonna have to do Thursday for a while. Yeah.
Yeah, Thursday.
In the throes of Mardi Gras come starting Thursday.
Yeah.
All right.
I will be down to Mobile for a parade, but unfortunately, I have a guest coming this week and the following week, so I'm probably gonna have to skip Mardi Gras. But outside of that, John, thank you again for Stout Sunday. Always a good time. Always a lot of fun. Thank you.
Awesome. Glad you could be here. Let's see. I think David. I'll pull David up if he wants to show any interesting. We're all showing off all the. You showed some stuff earlier. I don't know if you have anything else you want to.
I already showed it all off. I'm gonna give a grade on my.
Oh, that's right. You still got to get see. That's right. You still got to give a grade on your beer.
Divine 15. For something that's 8 years old, it's fantastic. Love the way it tastes, smooth. Everything's kind of melting together. You get coffee, the chocolate, the dark fruits. It's slight imperial in it, and I'm gonna go ahead and make this a barrel aged one.
Oh, there you go. All right.
Uh-oh.
Benchmark, yes, sir.
I haven't seen it. I was gonna say the Benchmark 8 is a very budget friendly and amazing bourbon, but I don't know about the top shelf.
Top shelf is coming at 86%. It wasn't cheap. I think this was like $14. So I remember when Benchmark.
How much?
It's like 14.
$14.99.
That's great, man. Compared to other.
That's still come on.
We used to get regular old Benchmark for like $6.
Yeah,
but that's not a regular Benchmark. That's the high end.
I could get like the I guess pint size or kind of the bigger pint size of Benchmark for $5.99 at this one liquor store here.
How's the whiskey?
A little bit.
$6.99.
Just another drop in it.
Needs more, yeah. More barrel.
Yeah, it's definitely coming through with that Buffalo Trace backbone. And that was the one thing that we noticed when we did the duo of I don't want to spoil the video, but whatever. you got to add just a little bit of water to that 10 high. Just a little bit of water.
Really?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. Just add a little bit of water, and it's going to change the entire taste profile. I found it to be a little too grainy and for me, but that little bit of water kind of smoothed it out a little bit.
It was smooth. It didn't have the burn, and there was a little. Did you get a little caramel, a little slight caramel to it in there? Slight.
I did when I had water.
Yeah, I got nuttiness.
I had to water it. I had to water it. Jay even watered his too.
I'll look forward to watching the video, guys.
Yeah, it's gonna be an interesting video. Yeah, this is fantastic. It's oh man, it's like I'm drinking barrel aged Buffalo Trace. It's good.
Ooh, all right.
All right, Jay and David, since y'all still here, the Abita Barrel Age Stout, is that still being made?
No.
What?
90?
6. I'll give this
96.
a 96.
Oh, okay.
On an 8-year-old beer, I'll give it a 96.
So
96.
my
Yes,
one
sir.
question would be: have you had that beer when it was fresh, and then So I know it's been a long time since you probably bought the 4-pack or whatever, and from your recollection, would you say that the aging has done that beer good, or it was about the same? Have you noticed any development in flavor over the freshness versus the aged version of it?
When it was fresh, it was more like the flavors were separated. You know, you could taste the chocolate, you could taste the coffee, you could taste the fruit. This, it kind of moved it all together, so it creates another unique flavor profile.
So they kind of meld the flavors together.
There's a melded flavor going on with it. So I'd say particularly this one, made it better. Some of these, not really. Some of them kind of get spoiled, no matter how much you try to save them. Some of them get spoiled. There was one I cracked open. It was probably about 6 or 7 years old. It's from a company that made Pallet Wrecker.
Oh yeah, Green Flash.
Green Flash. It was a stout I had in the refrigerator. I had to pour it out away. It got rancid, and I think because it had lactose in it. I don't know.
So there's certain stouts you should not sell her if it has lactose in it. Correct?
The one David had?
I mean, I just think it's a roll of the dice, you know.
Right.
Yeah.
I don't
think David's.
Jay and I are going to start getting into if he ever gets over here.
Like for example, KBS. If I get a KBS and I'll save it for 3 years, I'm okay.
I got a big bottle of CBS we need to get into, and there's another bottle of what's that one?
I don't know, David, if you saw my review of the CBS that I did. I bought it in Montclair. This is the 2019 version of it, and I thought it was just phenomenal, you know. And I know the founders just stopped making CBS, so but it was up in there. I saw it. And I said, wow, I thought they stopped making this, and then grabbed it and immediately did a review that night when I grabbed it. You know, when I was visiting my parents for Christmas.
Some beers just last. You know, you can find them stuck in a corner in a gas station somewhere. I found Stone Arrogant Bastard. I forget which one it was, Double Bastard or something like that. It was 2 years old.
You gotta age that.
You
gotta age that to tolerate it because it's so damn medicinally bitter. When you buy it fresh, it's the only way that it'd be drinkable would be to age that.
Some of the beers, like Bigfoot would definitely last a long time.
A barley wine, okay.
We did this one, this year's version to me tasted like an incredibly fantastic triple IPA. It was just really, really good. I still have a few bottles, and those are going to get stuck.
I can get that at Total Wine, the barley wine.
Get it.
I'm gonna wait until.
Get it. I think I got mine for $10.99. It came with 6 bottles, so you can't beat that with a stick.
Jesus. Awesome.
That was at the little neighborhood place down the road from here.
Do you still go to that that spot that Jay was telling me, that consignment, whatever place where y'all got the hop slam? You got
the
the hop
salvage
slam.
store?
Oh yeah.
Salvage
Well,
store, right.
yeah. Funny you might mention that. Let me show you what I got.
Bring it. Bring it on. Bring it on.
I knew there was more show and tell coming up. All right. We're gonna let David show what he's got to show. Then I'm gonna give my rating, and then we're gonna close out the live stream. We can keep talking if you want, but we're going on an hour.
And before we leave, we'll give our Super Bowl predictions, of course.
Yes.
I have no prediction. I really don't know.
And I do want to say, Ian says happy. Michael's good friend Ian Ferguson, who's in the chat. He says happy birthday to Mike. He's also got some Brooklyn Black Chocolate Stout that's over 5 years old. We're going to talk about that in a second too when I can come up. But anyway, all right, Voodoo Ranger Imperial IPA. That's a good one. That's a classic.
Yeah. Old boy went out of date 2 months ago, but at 9%, you notice it's still going to kick in good.
Yes, sir.
Be a little
79
bit,
cents for a stove.
79 cents.
Stove pipe.
Oh, 79 cents. Yeah.
Stove pipe.
That's nice.
19.2 ounces.
Wow.
Gets even better than that.
I can't get that up here, unfortunately.
The Beast coming in, rocking in at 32 ounces. 32-ounce can of the Beast. Said goodbye in December, but we know 5.9, we're still good. 79 cents.
The ice beers like that, they last.
79 cents.
Yes, Fry, that is a good price.
Can't beat those prices.
Anytime you
see, like once a week, and they have stuff all over the place.
Anytime you see those prices, you have to pick them up because those beers will last
without question. Without question.
Oh, you mean the Voodoo Ranger? Yeah,
and the other one, and the ice one too. That'll last past the date.
This one?
That'll last past the date too.
I had bought beer for the game today for my brother. I already got it in the car. I'm gonna go ahead and ice it. But it was either between Miller High Life, Marky's Best Ice, which was $9.89, Miller High Life, $8.99. So I went with the Miller High Life for $8.99. So
how many cans do you get when you buy the Beast?
12. It's bottles. 12 bottles. 12 bottles.
12 bottles.
12 bottles of the Miller High Life versus the Milwaukee's Best, $9.89, 15 pack cans, 12-ounce cans.
Wow. I would have went with
now John and Nilly's got to do his score.
Oh, we're good. We keep talking. Yeah, I just wanted to pull myself. So anyway, Ian, Michael, happy birthday. He wanted to wish you a happy birthday as well.
He's also in the Philadelphia area, so I'm sure he's going to be rooting for the Eagles as well. But
right.
That's a separate story.
Probably, yeah. And then Jason Cleveland in the chat, just going back to what we were saying earlier, he says, less than 5 minutes from my home in Western Washington State, I can get beer, wine, and alcohol from the gas station. And next to that is a marijuana store that only requires you to be 21 or so. You got everything. You got everything there in Washington State, there, Jason.
What you got? What you got, David? What's David got right there?
Well, it's Washington State, though, so there's a lot of homeless people as well. So I mean, decide on whatever you want.
Space
Elysian Space.
The Elysian,
great IPA.
The Elysian
another stove pipe. This one costs $1.
That's a good
$1.
I've never seen the stovepipe cans of Elite. I didn't know they did stovepipe.
We've been getting these in a regular basis. I haven't seen them before either. All of a sudden, these 19.2 ounce cans are coming in all over the place. So
when I come down there, David, Jay, we're going to that salvage store. We're getting stuff, man.
All right.
Johnny Lee.
You're good. It's fine. We're doing this here. All right. Blot out the sun. There you go. You can see that went down. Well, I mean, it's been an hour and 20 minutes. So, yeah, it's gone. I love it. I think it's a great beer. It's not quite on the same level for me personally as like the Bourbon County stuff, but it does have that tobacco note, which is very indicative of a high-quality bourbon-aged beer, in my opinion. It's got the dark fruit. It's smooth. It doesn't drink to the 11.4% ABV. It's not thick, syrupy, sticky, but it still has good body to it. 97 out of 100. It's bordering world class for me. It's up there. Though. Yeah. So 97 out of 100. I do think it is a delightful beer that you should try if you can get it in your area. Being that it's from Indiana, I'm up here in Massachusetts. I would imagine that the distribution is pretty good. So if you can get 3 Floyds and you don't have any crazy ABV laws in your state, this one's only 11.4. I've had a beer from them, like Waking the Dead or something. It was like 17% barrel aged. I think we did it on a Imperial Stout examination or something a few months ago with like Michael Kormroff and maybe Robert the Whiskey Scout. Anyway, awesome beers from 3 Floyds. This one's no exception. 97 out of 100. I would highly recommend it. I've got another one in the fridge, so I could do a solo review or whatever. Really quick, I don't have a ton of show and tell. I just want to mention that next week, maybe sometime, Michael and I will be doing an examination. I think Jay has this beer as well. David, if you've got the Bud Ice pour in there, I love it. Anybody's welcome to join. We're going to do a Brooklyn Black Chocolate Stout examination, and it could be any year. I wanted to show this to you guys. So, limited
that
buy.
is a great stout. The Brooklyn.
Winter.
The Brooklyn
Look at the
Stout.
year. Look at the year on that.
Whoa.
Winter 05-06. So, this is older than the other one I drank. Michael was 2010. Holy shit!
I'm saying this is really old.
I just realized what I had. Holy shit!
Sorry. When are y'all doing that?
We haven't set a date yet.
We don't know. Whenever it's convenient for people.
Dude, that's
Holy-
a
I
17-year-old
can
beer.
get the Brooklyn.
Now-
I can get the
John,
Brooklyn
I
Chocolate
bought
Stout.
two. So
That
I
beer's
bought
a
2
senior in
bottles
high
of this.
school.
Let me just tell the story behind this real quick. So a couple weeks ago, I was at the this Colonial Spirits liquor store in Acton, and I bought 2 bottles of this. They were $3.99, I think, a piece. And I drank one of them, not thinking it was just a regular. And I was like, man, this is really good. It's got tobacco. It's got leather. It's not even barrel aged. Why does it taste like this? And then I realized it was winter. It said like 09-10. So it was like September 2010 it was bottled. This one is even older. This is holy cow. So I've got a really, really old version of the Black Chocolate Stout, apparently. I can't believe I got the other one that was peeling. The label was peeling and everything. This one's actually more
That one
intact than
looks
the other
new.
one,
Yeah, it looks new.
and it's older. Okay, so anyway, we're going to do a Black Chocolate Stout examination sometime next week, probably. But
Let me know because I can get it.
Okay.
At several
Well, if you
spots.
guys
That is
wanna-
by far
we-
the best
we can
stout
talk
I had
about-
this year.
Yeah, we could talk about it off air and like maybe set something concretely. That way, everybody can join that wants to join. But anyway, Black Chocolate Stout. We're gonna do that,
Black Ops.
and yeah, that's pretty much all I've got. We're going on an hour and a half here, so we're gonna go ahead and go off air. But we'll.
I want to
continue.
show one more thing. I got
Okay.
one more thing to
All right.
show.
Well, it's your birthday, so you can do whatever you want.
Okay, John, you were talking before about this one.
Oh, that's a hot one.
Oh, the 120-minute. Yes.
Okay, so in New York, I guess they don't have to put the alcohol on it.
They
There's
don't
no
hear-
alcohol on this, but
Right.
it does have the cap. So you
Yep.
know it has to be at least 15, and it's not more than 20 because they don't brew
Right.
anything that's more than 20. But it could be as high as 20.
It could be. The one that I got from Bumpy was in his, he got it in New Hampshire. It specifically said 16%. It makes me think that they're probably all 16%, but they
There's a
just
good chance that's true.
don't.
But it's funny. I thought that the other one, the Worldwide Wake Up, was all 17, and I just found one that was 16.3. So what does that mean?
It varies.
They
Yeah,
may
it does-
have
well,
some.
no, it
They
does,
may have
yeah,
some
yeah.
different ones. If
Right.
if the state requires them to put it on the bottle, and mine came from a grouping from somewhere else, it came from another state. That's why it's there. Otherwise, it wouldn't be there. I
This is
assume.
Ian, you know what, Ian, you should talk to Ian because I know he's your good buddy and he doesn't do a lot of the live stuff. But if he has an old black
He has a
chocolate stout,
2000. He has a 2014.
Right, he could,
I have a 2000. I have a 2022.
you
a
should
new one.
try to join us, Ian, when we do this examination. And then of course Drunken One with his thoughtful comments. Chug it.
But
we're not
Drunken
gonna-
One wants you to
Right.
chug everything. That's his
We're
style.
not gonna do that, Drunken One. These are world class beers we're talking about. And then Ian also has a couple of the Worldwide Barrel Aged at home. Of course he does. I've seen your.
Did you see his closet
I
full
saw
down
the-
there?
I
He has
saw
like
the-
2 closets full.
Well, you sent me a photo, Michael.
Yeah,
that
two different closets that he has with all his
Right.
stuff he's saving. Whatever.
All right, so let's go ahead and wrap this up. It's been a blast. I want to thank everybody in the chat for joining. We had a really great time. We wouldn't be here without you. Thanks for all the thoughtful comments. I want to thank my panel, Michael Kormaroff, happy birthday, David Garlapede. First time joining my show, but I've been watching you a lot on Jay's Super Sunday, Fandango Friday, etc. And then, of course, the duo reviews. You can go check out David on Louisiana Beer Reviews with the duo reviews. It's always a hoot watching the two of these guys talk about beer and spirits together. Thanks to Ron Ontario, the Stout Emperor, and Stout Drinker
Very
today.
entertaining.
And Mr. Jean-Pierre, who has taken my place in George. He should just be Georgia Beer Reviews, and I come up with another name for my channel at this point. We'll figure that out.
Y'all can switch names. Y'all can switch names because it wouldn't matter where you went.
That's right. We can
It will always be
let's just switch channel
Beer
names,
Reviews.
Sean.
Must be Jordan.
But anyway, I want to, thank you to everybody for joining and being in the chat. Really quick, before we go off air, I'm just going to go around. I just want you to say who do you think is going to win the Super Bowl. We'll start with Michael. We'll just go in order of. So, Michael, who do you got?
Chiefs.
David, who do you got?
Saints. Chiefs.
Chiefs. All right, All right, Ron, who do you got?
Well, wait, time out. Y'all did see that the script from the NFL in Las Vegas was released last week, right?
Don't even go there 'cause you don't have another hour to spare.
According
pick
to this script,
I have no pick. I have no pick.
the Eagles are going to win 37-34.
All right, so 2 for Chiefs, Eagles.
According to
Ron,
the
no
script.
pick, Ron?
I just don't know who's going to win. I'm not going to
Guys,
All
do
right.
a horse in the race.
I'm going
for
Chiefs.
Burrow, but it didn't work out.
I'm going Chiefs, not because I necessarily like them better than I just think they're going to win. John, what do you think?
Well, when I pulled for the Eagles when they beat the Patriots, but as a Giants fan, and Michael understands, we cannot root for the Eagles.
No, he didn't ask you.
Oh,
who you were rooting for.
Chiefs!
He didn't ask
All
you. who
right,
you
so
were
kind of
rooting for.
split.
We
I
We
like
want
it.
the.
Sweet.
It's funny. I don't want to anger the Eagle fans, but under all circumstances, we want the Chiefs to
Chiefs!
win.
All right.
Chiefs!
Well, sounds good.
Oh,
There you have it.
Chiefs.
Happy everybody enjoyed the Super Bowl. Your family, your friends. Hope you have a good time. Thank you to everybody again for joining South Sunday and in the chat. And we'll see you right here on the next one. Until then, cheers, everybody. Be
Pass the
responsible.
bottle
And
around. Pass the bottle. Pass
All
the
right.
bottle around.
All right, well, they're
Win the
out of
game.
control now, John. They're out of
Cheers.
control.
We're good.